Miss you, hey yo, Kato. Dog that I call my friends. Waiting for all my friends. Yo, smash that like button. Y'all coming to the building, smash that like button. You know, I'm here. What's going on with y'all? Y'all hit that like, smash up the like. Coming up in the building. My friends. Dogs that I call my friends. Waiting for all my friends. Things I do for my friends. We miss you, ayo, Kato. Things I do for my friends. How we feeling this morning, man? Where I'm at is currently 2 in the morning right now. It's 2 in the morning where I'm at. What's up, Yellow? What's up, Yellow? What's going on? What's up with y'all, man? How you doing? I'm doing great, man. I'm doing alright, man. I'm doing great. Great. Second, number two. Thank you. Yeah. If now, if I'm Little Dirk, if I'm Little Dirk, I'm gonna hire Brian Steele. I'm gonna hire Diddy's lawyer. Now, nobody's giving credit to Brian Steele. Brian Steele got Young Thug off. Brian Steele got Diddy off. Now we got to give credit to Brian Steele. Right now, he's the hottest lawyer to get. So if you're a rapper, you got to have Brian Steele in your contacts. Brian Steele will get you off. This is the second Rico he's beaten in less than a year. This is the second Rico Brian Steele has beaten in less than a year. So if I'm Little Dirk, to get a fighting chance, Little Dirk needs to hire Brian Steele. Diddy had 8 defense lawyers, 8, to fight for his life, to fight to get rid of that life sentence, to fight to win on the lesser charge. Diddy had 8 lawyers, 8 lawyers, just so he could win. So Little Dirk need to look at how did Diddy win? How did Young Thug win? Who led them to the promised land? You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, 8 lawyers. Diddy had 8 lawyers all around him. 8 lawyers, and he even had lawyers that's gonna appeal immediately. Everything was there. That's money. Money could get you the lightest sentence. Now, had this been a regular guy with transportation of prostitution charges, would he have got bail? Yes. A regular guy with those charges left would have had bail. But the fact that it's Diddy, they denied the bail. Even though that is a bail charge. A charge like that warrants bail. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, if it was a regular guy, he would have got bail. But the judge asked Diddy, do you want to go back to MDC? Diddy said no. The judge still sent him back. Judge still denied bail. I don't think that judge liked the word bail. I don't think he liked the word bail. Every time he hear the word bail, something triggers him. He don't like that word. Yo, what's up, goddamn? What's up, y'all? But the fact that he got no bail could be more credit for time served. Okay, he ain't go home. So every day in there is time served. And that could go towards the sentence, which would be time served. You know? Because he's in there for what? Close to a year already. A couple more months, going to be a year. It's going to take them months to come up with the sentence and, both sides come to an agreement. And, the fact that he got no bail, okay, cool. Every day now is going to be a credit to my sentence. With credit served. With credit served. So he could go home with credit served. You know what I mean? He could go home credit served. So it's always a light at the end of the tunnel. It's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, we ain't get the bill. He's gonna go home on time served. How about that? He did a year and change. Okay, send him home. Send him home. Let him go. He should have had bail. Why I think Diddy should have had bail? Because the serious charges was off the table. Once the serious charges was off the table, he should have been allowed bail. He should have been allowed bail. They should have gave him bail. Them serious charges was not there no more. That's the only reason he was denied bail all the time. Every time he went up for bail, he was denied because them serious charges were still there. Okay, them serious charges is not there no more. Why still deny bail? Why do you still deny it? Why? Them charges ain't there no more. Like a regular Joe Schmo would have got bail. A regular Joe Schmo would have got bail, and he would have been home. Then, you got to think Cassie's letter, because Cassie sent a letter yesterday to the judge demanding that Diddy stay in jail till the trial, demanding Diddy gets no bail. She was in fear for her life. That's what Cassie told the judge. Ain't nobody worried about you, man. You think Diddy worried about you? Diddy got to face that Everybody knows. Why would he jeopardize his freedom to go hurt Cassie? Why would he, do anything to Cassie when he's out on bail? Like, why would you? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. He ain't checking for Cassie. She got 20 million and you got over 20 million. You got a year out the man in prison. So the man did close to a year in prison, gave you 20 million. I think that's enough. I think that's a fair sentence. 20 million and about a year and some change until sentencing, time served. 20 million, time served. I think that's a fair sentence. I think that's fair. Cassie wasn't scared for her life when she took the money. You took the money, Cassie. You was not in fear for your life then. But all of a sudden, you in fear for your life. You wasn't in fear for your life when you took that 20 million. Now it's 30 million, I heard. You got an extra 10 to fluff on top. You wasn't in fear for your life then. You wasn't in fear for your life then, Cassie. You know what I'm saying? So, the like the no bill is just the judge trying to show he's still in control. Because, people was ready to turn up. And the judge didn't want to release Diddy to turn up people. Because the minute he walked out that courtroom, it would have been pandemonium. And the judge knew the pandemonium would be in control. You know, they should allow them bail, let them go home, but the judge wanted to still be in control. It's a play for control. Y'all smash up the like button. Y'all come into the building. Yeah, but today was a crazy day, man. When it comes to news, all kinds of emotions I seen, man. I seen a lot going on in the comments. I see a lot going on. I went to the comments of the like the mainstream media when they reported. I went to the comments, and a lot of salty people felt like justice wasn't served. That's what they felt like. I don't know what's their sense of justice. I think justice was served in this case. They got it right. The juror got it right. They got it right. Now, the no bill was all the judge's decision to grant bail or no bail. That was his decision. But as far as the juror's decision, the jurors got it right. Now the judge might be in his feelings to not give him bail. Any regular person would have got bail. Transportation of prostitution, any regular person would have got bail. But the fact that it's Diddy, still got to prove a point. It's still going to send a message. Even though he's acquitted of these charges, we still got to be in control. We still got to send one more message. Diddy's going to go home on time served, and the rest is going to be on probation or whatever. He's going to go home on time served. But before that, we have to send one more message. That's all they did. Because the judge is a piece of crap to ask him, you want to go home? I said, yeah, I want to go home. Yeah. The judge asked him, you want to go back to MDC? Diddy said, no, I don't want to go back. Why? Why you ask me if I want to go home if you ain't going to send me home anyway? That was a piece of crap play. Don't ask me if I want to go home. You think I'm going to say no? What kind of dumb question is that, Judge? What kind of dumb question is that, Judge? He asked Diddy, you want to go back to MDC? Diddy said, no, I don't want to go back to MDC. Diddy said, no. The judge, you asked me, Judge, if I want to go back. I said, no. You still sent me back. The fuck you asked me that for? like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I had the feeling Diddy was gonna get bailed. The judge asked him, yo, you want to go back to MDC? He said no. I was early in the day. So I'm like, oh, okay. The judge gonna give him bail. He talking to him. The judge gonna give him bail. He asked him, do you want to go back to MDC? Diddy said, nah. The judge, I thought, took it into consideration for the judge to come back and say, bail denied, you're gonna stay in there, man. I feel you're gonna incite violence and this and that. You know, that was one more play for the judge to show I'm still in control. I'm still in control, Diddy. I know you got money, Diddy. I know you got the fame, Diddy. I know you got the power, Diddy. But I'm still in control. That's what the judge said. I am still in control, Diddy. It was a power play. Like you, you can't get mad at it. It is what it is. Why can't you get mad at it? Because anybody would. Because anybody who just spanked a life sentence, you ain't even, you ain't even tripping off the no bail and all of that. You just know it's light at the end of the tunnel. You just know, okay, I got no bail. The next time they open that cell, it's for me to go home. That's it. That's all you got to worry about now. Next time they open that cell, Diddy's going home. That's it. That's all I'm worried about. Okay, I got no bail. So the next time I'm up out of here, I'm done. It's the resolution. We have a resolution now. A lot of people are salty about it, but I felt it was justice on both sides. Everybody got what they wanted. It was an even verdict. I felt everybody got what they wanted. Diddy got some jail time, and and the jury sent a message to all you gold diggers. That's why I like the verdict. The verdict sent a message to the gold diggers, like you're not gonna be found, like you ain't gonna win with these frivolous charges, these frivolous lawsuits. The jury sent a message to the gold diggers. It said, F y'all, not guilty. I respect the decision. I respect the verdict. Everybody won. Did he get to go back home? Everybody who felt Diddy should be punished, okay, he's gonna get some jail time. So everybody wins. He gets some jail time. That's for the naysayers. Now he gets to go back home. That's for the people who rocked with him. It's an even verdict. But some people just wanted Diddy to go to jail for life. That's why they're mad. Because he beat that life sentence. They don't care that he's gonna go to jail for probably about a year or two. That's why they're really mad too, because he's gonna get slapped on the wrist. So, they should have some comfort that at least he's gonna be in jail until sentencing. So is y'all happy about that? Y'all happy about that? He denied bail. So y'all happy. You got a little, But again, they can't hold him forever. Light blue gators, not guilty, and I'm filthy. Come on. Not guilty, and I'm filthy. Yeah. Yeah. Not guilty, and I'm filthy. Come on. You don't like that? Yeah. I'm just saying, man, keep that same energy for Trump, man. Donald Trump is a convicted. Donald Trump was convicted on sexual misconduct. Donald Trump was convicted on sexual misconduct and he became president of the United States. Yeah, I love Donald Trump, but he got a sexual conviction. He became president. Keep that same energy, please. Or it's just a selective outrage. Selective outrage. I just want to, feel the one. You just want to pick. I don't pick. Straight down the line, bro. Your president got worse charges than Diddy could ever see. He got convictions of it. But there's always selective outrage. Selective outrage. That's all it is. Selective outrage. The judge should have gave him bail. But to give Diddy bail yesterday, it would have been celebrations all over the place. And the judge just avoided, the judge is thinking ahead. You know, the judge is not thinking like us. The judge is thinking, if I let this man out and something happens, I'm at fault. I'm at fault. So the safest bet, because Diddy's facing, once Diddy gets out that courtroom, it's pandemonium. Y'all seen the fans waiting for him to get out. They thought he was gonna get bail. He stepped out that courtroom. It's lights, cameras, action. Lights, cameras, action. The judge foreseen all that madness. He said, let's just quiet it down. Let's just calm it down. Keep him in here. Just keep him in here, man. It's safer for everybody. That's what the judge thinking. Just, because people's going to turn up. Oh, yeah. The minute they leave that courtroom, it's turn up. I mean, the whole place would have went crazy everywhere. Not just New York where he's at. I'm talking everywhere would have turned up. The judge denied the turn up. RC, good morning, RC. What they going to give him 5 to 10? See? Now the maximum. Let's talk about it. Salute to you, RC. Appreciate you for being in the building. Now the maximum for the transportation is 10 years, the max. But since his criminal record, see, like your criminal record is taken into consideration. Like Little Dirk, his criminal record, as long as the Vegas strips, he got attempted murders, stuff like that. Diddy criminal record is clean for the most part when it comes to federals and all of that. So all of that is taken into consideration. That's why they're gonna be lenient with Diddy, because he has no criminal record, as opposed to a Little Dirk who has an extensive criminal record, which the judge is gonna hit you harder because they felt that you ain't learn your lesson. You keep committing crimes after crimes after crimes, and I'm still seeing your face here. Every few years, you coming back into my courtroom. A judge is gonna really punish you for that. Now, if it's your first time in a courtroom upon sentencing, and you don't have no criminal record, you're not known for that, the serious charges of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking with coercion, and all of that, the serious charges is off the table. Now the judge could really, be lenient on you. But if he was convicted of the serious charges, he really would have been punished. The judge have no choice but to punish you. But since the fact that the serious charges is out of here, the judge could be lenient. The prosecution just take their L and forget about the case, move on. If I'm done with this. I'm out. Lick my wound and I'm gone. I'm going to the next. It's over now. It's all in the judge's discretion. The prosecution, they won with him not getting bail until the sentencing. They won in that aspect. They get to keep him in there until sentencing. They won there. But after that, I'm done, because like all the experts know, Diddy is not getting the maximum 20 years. Anybody could tell you he is not no judge is going to give a first time offender the maximum. No judge is going to do it. And this judge is no exception. He's not going to give him the maximum. Everybody knows that. He's going to get the minimum. Or since he got no bail, his his team could argue for time served. Okay, judge, no, you ain't give him no bail. He was in here for extra months, which accumulated to years, to a year and change. So altogether, Diddy could serve a year and change and get released on time served and the rest on probation. That's what I'm thinking. A year and change, the rest time served, probation. So he's going to get out on time served and the rest is going to be on probation. That's it. He was supposed to have a criminal. Yeah. 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 You know what I mean? The Shine nightclub. But they was trying to get Diddy for years. That's what I'm saying, RC. You know, you took it back with that. You took it back with that. That's how long they was trying to get Diddy. They was trying to get Diddy since 1999. New York, I'm saying. This is his second time being tried in New York. New York. This is second time. And, he actually got away with it with a slap on the wrist. Anytime, anytime you beat a life sentence and, when all you got is transportation, I could do that day for day standing on my head. Day for day standing on my head. Because I know I'm going to go home. There's no life sentence. There's no maximum 20 years. I'm not facing 20. I'm not facing life. The Moses judge might hit me with time served and the rest probation, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all. That's why he kept him in there. Okay. Upon sentencing, you're going to have time served. You get to go home. Now, if I have given you bail, on sentencing, I would have to give you more time. But, you know what I'm saying? Man, well, like I'd rather sit in there, max out my, max out. No bill, I get it. Let me max out my time. So when I see the judge again for sentencing, I get for time served, bro. Yo, judge, I've been sitting in here since September. The serious charges is not here no more. So treat me like a human again. Treat me like a human. Feds only get themselves a small little, here and there, time served, taking into account. Did he gonna be, that's it. Did he gonna be on house arrest and probation? Shit. That's it, man. I'd rather do the no bail. Okay, don't give me bail, I get it. Let me get credit every day. Credit to the sentences going on every day. Like today, right now, is another credit added to a sentence. So, that helps. That helps because he's being punished. Ain't like if he's just, this is credit added to the sentence. Every day I sit in here. And the judge got to take that into consideration. He denied Diddy bail like 5 times. 5 times he denied Diddy bail. This one was the closest that I thought he was going to get because the judge asked him, do you want to go home? Do you want to go back to MDC? The judge asked him that, man to man. Diddy shook his head like, no, I don't want to go back there. Shook his head feverishly like, no, I want to go home. So that's why I thought he was going to get bail. Because the judge asked him. You asked me. Yeah, no bail. It is what it is. Some of these people are still saying he won't be getting bonded out. Of course not. Because Cassie wrote a letter to the judge on the day of sentencing. Cassie wrote a letter to the judge in fear of her life. So the judge got to take that into consideration too. Cassie's letter. The judge got to take that into consideration to know if I let Diddy out and something happened to Cassie, you know, I could get, you know, it's going to be on my hands because Diddy's still a powerful man, you know, because, you know, like let's say this whole time that Diddy was in jail, nothing happened to Cassie. Now the minute Diddy got bombed, something happened to Cassie. Who will be the first person to go to? Who will be the first person to go to? If nothing happened to Cassie the whole time Diddy was in jail, the minute Diddy get bombed, something happened to Cassie. Who will be the first person they go to? Now the first person they will go to answer the question, because I was taking a little smoke break. The first person they will go to is Diddy. Diddy will be the main chief suspect, main chief rocker number one chief. Diddy was in prison, jail, detention, MDC. Nothing happened to Cassie. The judge is taking all this into consideration. I released Diddy on bail. You know, I'm speaking from the judge's point of view. I released Diddy on bail. Something happens to Cassie. Something happens to everybody who talked against this man. This man is very powerful. He got money. He could do. He could really do something to people. You know, the judge is old school. He's old fashioned. You know, like why are people celebrating a man going to prison for sex he's having in his bedroom? Nobody got hurt. Just, you know what I mean? DV, domestic violence, I get it. But I'm talking about nobody got killed. This ain't no violent case. This is a sex case. That's everybody have sex. It's a sex case. You know? That's why it was like, you know, even the feds, the feds don't know what a RICO is. This ain't no RICO. I don't think they know what a RICO is. Or something mysteriously happened to Cassie while she just, overdose or something, that would be fishy as hell. Yeah, all eyes would be on Diddy. All eyes would be on the diddler. Just like you said. You know why? Cassie was fine while you was in there. Now you out here. She slipped and fell mysteriously. She anything. If she even, you know, fall on a sidewalk while Diddy is out. If Cassidy even trips on the sidewalk while Diddy is free, they blaming Diddy. Diddy gets all the blame. Diddy gets blamed for everything. Everything pertaining to Cassie. You know. It's crazy how Cassie gets the last say. That letter was the last say. She got 30 million out there, man. You got damn near a whole year of Diddy sitting in prison. What more do you want? Like, what more do you want, Cassie? You know what I'm saying? What more do you want, man? He ain't he ain't checking for you. You think if I get released on bail, I'm I'm coming around you to harass you, intimidate you, do something to you? Of course not. Everybody knows my face. Why would I do something to you to jeopardize everything you know what I'm saying? I'm in the winning seat. I'm in the winning seat. Cause all Diddy gotta do when he get out, sorry it's true, go to image rehab, clean up his image. Remember the first time he was found not guilty, what did he do? What did Diddy do the first time? 1999, when he was found not guilty. What did he do? What did Diddy do when he was found not guilty? What did he do? I'm gonna give you a couple seconds. What did Diddy do when he was found not guilty and he had to clean up his image? What did he do? Diddy did something. He did something. You know how the thing go? And the answer, he changed his name. Remember, 1999, Shine case. He went by the name Puff Daddy. Well, when he was found not guilty, they all got this playbook, all got the rule book. Image rehab. To clean up your image, you have to change your name again. That's why he changed his name. After he was acquitted in the Shine case, he changed his name to what? Brother Love? Brother Love, Diddy. So, this case here, Diddy, Image Rehab, is going to change his name again. Why do he change his name every time he gets acquitted? Because that name is tied to, it's not a good name no more. It's tainted. So upon release, look for a Diddy name change. He's not going to be called Diddy no more. Because Diddy is tied to, it's tied to a lot of, you know what I'm saying? So a name change is coming. With the name change comes a whole new image. That's that's how they clean up themselves. That's how they clean up themselves. They change their name. Diddy changed his name from Puff Daddy to Brotherly Love, aka Diddy. We never called him Puff Daddy no more. Because Puff Daddy was tied to the Shine incident, to the Biggie incident. You understand what I'm saying? So this Diddy is tied to sex trafficking. This Diddy name is tied to this and that. So that Diddy name is going to be changed. I'm dropping it heavy. I'm dropping it heavy on y'all, man. I'm dropping it heavy. 3, 4 in the morning, I'm dropping it heavy. Diddy's going to change his name again. We ain't going to be calling him Diddy, and he ain't going to answer to that. Name change, whole image change. Now, if I was Diddy, I would really come out and take care of the community. Be a damn philanthropist or something. You know what I'm saying? Change your whole image for real. Be a philanthropist. Be somebody who's a nice person now. Change your image. That's all Diddy got to do. Change up. Because, you got spared, bro. Your life was in the juror's hands. You know what I'm saying? Your life was in their hands. And they spared you. They could have hit you with a life sentence. But then again, it would have been a miscarriage of justice because racketeering conspiracy wasn't proven. You know what I'm saying? They ain't proven. So it would have been grounds for appeal. Like even appeal, they're gonna appeal this sentencing right here. They're gonna appeal this guilty verdict because the case wasn't supposed to be about Cassie, and that video wasn't supposed to be admitted into evidence. The judge was supposed to not let that video get into this evidence, get into this case. But the judge did it anyway. The judge allowed the video to be administered into evidence, and that video wasn't even about the case. It wasn't even about the case. So the lawyers waited. Okay, now we could appeal this, and we could win on this. So Diddy could win on appeal. It's not over for the. Listen, man. Diddy got 8 lawyers, man. They see the play. Okay, just let that ride out. The same way they let Cassie take the money before the trial, cause she's so greedy and she's so stupid. That's gonna taint any verdict against you. Cause you coming in here telling me this man did this to you, this man coerced you, this man did this to you, but you took 30 million from him before the trial. Before you get on this stand, Cassie, you took 30 million from this man. And you expect us to find him guilty of coercion, of this, of that, when you took the money? Come on, man. You gotta know how to play the game. Let that, okay, they want to do all this. Okay, guess what? That right there, we're gonna appeal that. We're gonna get that even taken off the table. That transportation, that's out of here. Cause you know what I'm saying? Out of here. Don't get that out of here. So I'm telling you, man. Once you got money, like man, what's that dude from the Thunder? So so a young brother from OKC who just won the championship. Shout out to them. Well, he just signed a 4-year contract for I think 450 million. Renewed a 4-year contract. Now, see, if that's me, I don't like my money being disclosed to the public. I don't like that. I don't like people knowing I just signed a contract for hundreds of millions. Because now that brings in people like Cassie, people like, it brings in the gold diggers, man. It puts a big target on your back. This young brother just got hundreds of millions. Oh, they look, they coming, they looking. You got the finesses, the scammers. Everybody trying to get a piece of your money, man. Everybody trying to get a piece. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hit the like button. Y'all come into the building. We here, man. I'm here, man. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man, in life, man. You got to be warriors, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I ain't get the bill. I was hoping I get bail. It's alright. It's alright. You ain't get the bill. Pat yourself on the back and just know, once they open that cell doors, it's to go home. I'm okay with that. Now, all you gotta do is every day, you're gonna do day for day now, Diddy, standing on your head. It's alright. You've been in there a couple months, close to a year. What's a few months more, bro? What's a few months more, Diddy? They ain't gonna hit you with the maximum. The mainstream media was, that's what they got in the headlines. Faces 20 years. Diddy faced his 20 years. They ain't gonna hit him with the maximum, stupid. They probably would hit with the minimum. Time served, and it's over. But that mainstream media, they wanted that life sentence, boy. They wanted Diddy to go away for life. For what? Hitting Cassie? Hitting Cassie? That's not what this case was about. This case wasn't about hitting Cassie. Even a domestic violence case, that wouldn't have got him life. He actually would have been home by now. You know what I'm saying? So, what are we talking about? Domestic violence. If it was that, he would have been bonded out. So what are we talking? You know what I'm saying? The case wasn't on that. They try to say Bad Boy was a criminal enterprise. That RICO was what the case was about. Since they couldn't get him on a RICO, they did the second best thing, destroy his image in the media. So they used the media to destroy Diddy's image. That's it. Okay, we couldn't get him on a RICO. Let's destroy his image in the media with the baby oils and this and that. You know what I'm saying? They know they wasn't gonna get that RICO. Anybody could tell you, you ain't gonna get this RICO here. Whatever you came for, you ain't gonna get it. Alright, we're gonna go to plan B. Let's destroy his image. That worked. That destroyed Diddy's image. You know, he had to step down from a lot of positions he was in. You know, he lost a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So they plan B worked, but they plan A of conviction, that's null and void. That's no good. But plan B, that worked. The image is destroyed. Now he got to build it all back up from scratch. That's how they get you. They're gonna either get a conviction or we're gonna destroy your image. Now let's see you build back up. And while you building back up, we watching you like a hawk. You know, they're gonna be watching Diddy like a hawk, man. As a hawk, as he build back his image, and you know what I'm saying? They don't never stop watching you. They watching Big Meech, of course. Anybody who they let out that's of stature, got a big name, they gonna watch you for life. So Diddy have to know that. He's gonna be watched for life. Them freak offs and all of that, that's over. That's done. I'm not worried about that no more. You know what I'm saying? I just wanna, you know, I'm 55, he's 55. All you wanna do is just, you know, this should really open your eyes to the Mann Act to let you know that this was just something that's updated. And how they updated, they had to use Diddy. They had to use the Diddy trial as a reference for anybody else who want to fly out. They claim prostitutes and you want to take her shopping here and then y'all go to a different country. They updated the Mann Act. That's what Diddy is convicted for. Taking Cassie and Jane, which we know is Daphne, taking them into different countries and shopping. They updated the Mann Act. That's the Mann Act now. That's a crime. So y'all got to pay attention to how they updated the Mann Act using the Diddy trial. That's a crime now, they're saying. For you to go different places with this, you know what I mean? That's all they got him for. And even that, you could appeal that. You could appeal that. You could appeal that. That's for grounds of appeal. I'm like, cause it wasn't no crime there. There wasn't a relationship. He just took her to different places. Different places. 100% legal. But again, that's something new that we got to be educated on. You can't just be flying them out and doing this and doing that. There's laws pertaining to not doing that. That's a life lesson we have to learn. Okay, the Mann Act was updated and Diddy was the reference trial for it. You got to know that. Diddy was the reference trial for something new. You cannot do what he do no more. Or whatever you doing on the IGs, be mindful. They got Diddy for it. They could get you for that. It's called transportation of prostitution. Meaning you took her different places. Different places. Even though she wasn't a prostitute, but this is a Mann Act. And we're gonna update this Mann Act using Diddy first. We're gonna use Diddy first. So we have to understand the laws are being changed. When people get convicted of old laws, they updating it. They updating these things. So we just can't be ignorant and oh I didn't know. That still don't mean you ain't gonna get charged. Just cause you ignorant to the law. Just cause you ignorant to the law doesn't mean you're not gonna get charged. It's your job to educate yourself and know when laws is changed, and you know what I'm saying? It's your job. It's not the judge's job or the lawyer's job to tell you, yo, the man act been updated, and nah, it's not their job to do that. Nah, you want them to advise you. Guess what? Some of them charge 400 an hour just for advice. It's not their job to advise you for free. You gotta pay. Information is costly. Knowledge is costly. Knowledge is costly. So you have to pay for the knowledge. You gotta pay for the information. You know what I'm saying? So, not guilty and I'm filthy. End of the day, man, he won. Diddy won. When you see people in the comments mad, Diddy won. Diddy won. Diddy won, man. You know what I'm saying? It was all consent. The jurors got the gold diggers up out of here. The gold diggers, they gotta hold this L because they would have used that Diddy case as, yeah, we could do this and get away with it. We could do this and get a nah, you cannot. You cannot do that. That's a shakedown. That's a come up. That's a finesse. Some of them said you've been with Diddy for 12 years. Some of them said you arranged the freak offs when Diddy wasn't there. Even asked for a what? A 4th of July freak offs, and come on, man. You ain't all that innocent, Cassie. You ain't innocent. You is not, bro. Ain't innocent. You ain't innocent as you proven to be. You know what I'm saying? So bail was denied. One step closer to freedom, though. One step closer to freedom. Next time they open our cell doors, Diddy, is to go home. You know what I'm saying? So Diddy will not face no significant jail time. Some lawyers said he won't face no jail time at all. That's what some lawyers are saying. He ain't gonna face no jail time at all. Upon sentencing, going forward, he's not gonna face no jail time. Appreciate y'all, man. We gotta stay on top of the news as content creators, man. This is breaking news, man. So we got to speak on this stuff here, man. This stuff hit the internet like a time bomb, man. It's all over my pages, man. Everybody's talking about Diddy, man. You know what I'm saying? So me as a content creator gotta do my piece. I'm trying to get up in the algorithm too. You know what I'm saying? I need my PC. I need to speak my piece. Everybody got a voice. And I want to hear everybody's opinion. Big YouTubers, small YouTubers, but my thing is to look for the most smaller YouTubers because I know they're going to keep it 100. These big YouTubers be really compromised and, they ain't going to really say how they feel because they trying to push an agenda or they paid to push an agenda. They paid to push a narrative even though they don't believe it themselves. They just there for the check. It's there for the easy check. So they ain't gonna keep it 100 with y'all. That's why I'm mainly focused on the small channels, because I know the small channels gonna keep it 100. The small channels ain't compromised like these big networks and these big YouTubers. They're all compromised. They're not gonna tell you the truth. They're all paid off to lie. They're all paid off to push a narrative. It is what it is. They're all paid off to push that narrative to y'all. So you ain't gonna get the truth out of them. You're gonna get the truth from only the small networks, small YouTubers. They're gonna give y'all the truth, man. And I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? That's some bro. What's up with y'all, man? Y'all good? I'm over here getting my mind right. You know, my wake and bake. I think my day begun. What time is it now? It's 3:44. Little Dirk, man. Little Dirk. Hire Brian Steele. Little Dirk. Hire Brian Steele. Brian Steele just got off this case. He's free right now. Brian Steele just got Diddy off another Rico. Brian Steele got Young Thug off of Rico. Brian Steele got Diddy off of Rico. Young, I mean, Little Dirk. Little Dirk. Hire Brian Steele. Anybody watching this, you got access to Little Dirk. Tell Little Dirk, please, get Brian Steele on his team. Brian Steele will get Little Dirk out that situation. Anybody who know Little Dirk, man, put that in his essence. Let him know. Brian Steele just got Diddy off. Impossible. Brian Steele got Young Thug off. He could get you off, Little Dirk. Get him. Little Dirk need to get Brian Steele, man. Period, man. Period, man. Period, man. He's gonna get him off that. Guarantee you. I'm gonna put that out. I'm pushing for Little Dirk to get Brian Steele on his team. Let's push for Little Dirk to get Brian Steele, man. Hashtag Brian Steele, Little Dirk. Or y'all contact Brian Steele and tell him to get on Little Dirk case, man. That man is hot. Brian Kohlberg, the dude in Idaho, pled guilty ahead of the trial. He must have known he. Who? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's the that dude that did that thing at the college. Yeah, 100%. That, that's a slam shut case. Like I know exactly what you're talking about. The serial killer, right? Sheesh. He pled guilty to it. Yeah, that's what yeah, that's what most of them do. A lot of them do that. They plead guilty to avoid the death penalty. Because you sitting on death row, you know, that's death row. Anybody, a lot of people avoid that death penalty case, man. Some of them rather just life. Give me life. Maybe I could get a chance of parole. Some of them get. But his case is crazy, man. Like, appreciate y'all for being a bit. Y'all smash the like button. Y'all coming to the building. Yeah, but the Knicks got a female head coach. Y'all know that? Do y'all know that the Knicks is about to get the first female head coach or something like that? The Knicks experimenting with a woman as a head coach after the Knicks almost made it to the finals back to back. This year and last year was the best the Knicks ever did. And you fired a coach? Well, it's crazy, man. So the Knicks is not doing nothing. They're going right back to zero, man. Well, like that just came to my mind as I was looking at my phone. Yeah, they got a female head coach. I can't respect it. Yeah, exactly, man. I can't respect that, man. When it's time for you to face the death penalty, you want to cop out to life sentence and preserve your life. Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. No, they want to preserve their life and all of that. You know, they don't want to keep the same energy they gave to the victims. I see what you're saying on that. They don't want to give the same, keep that same energy you gave to the victims. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. Appreciate y'all for being in the building, man. We up early with it, man. What time is it? It's 3:50 a.m. where I'm at, man. 3:50 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm at. You know, I fell asleep a little earlier. I was in my coma. Fell asleep a little early today. But this right here is my sleep pattern anyway. Like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, I'm already up. So this is my sleep patterns. I'm already up, before everybody else is up. And when everybody else is up, you know what I mean? I'm still up. So, hustlers, we don't sleep. We rest one eye up. Jay-Z. We rest one eye up. We don't really sleep. We just rest one eye up. We back to it. He got the most common name in the world, Mike Brown. The coach is African American man named Mike Brown. So that's their new coach. So the female, they passed on the female, and they got a coach called Mike Brown. It wasn't time for the Knicks to switch up nothing, bro. The Knicks, they had to switch up. They was doing just fine, bro. Why? Who made that decision, bro? They was doing just fine, bro. I, I like how the Knicks was moving. I like how they was moving 2024 season and the 2025 season. I like how they did it. But it just so happened in both those playoffs, they just faced Indiana, who was big bro. You know what I mean? But anybody else, the Knicks was kicking their butt. They just couldn't deal with Indiana. And that's who they faced 2024. 2025, Indiana. We got spanked both times. That's big bro. They've been spanking us since the 90s. We really got a hatred for Indiana, bro. Really got a hatred for them, bro. They always throw a monkey wrench in our play, bro. If we had got past Indiana, bro, we would have beat OKC, bro. We would have smoked their boots. We would have won that championship. We had to get past Indiana, get past the Pacers. We would have won. That's how close we was. We would have smoked OKC boots, bro. We would have took that from them. That's how close the Knicks was. Now let that sink in. Indiana was their Achilles heel. Always their Achilles heel. Indiana. You beat them, the Knicks got a championship. You just got to beat Indiana. You're always going to face them, big bro. Always going to face big bro. Big bro going to kick your ass every time. That's Indiana to us since the 90s. With the Reggie Miller choke and 2025, homeboy did the same choke again in 2025. What you think? They terrorizing us. They choking again. They doing the choking stuff to us again. I seen the choking stuff in 20. I'm like, I got PTSD. I'm like, oh, it's back. You hear the dun dun dun. I'm back. Did the choke to Spike Lee again. Decades later, the choke is back. Spike caught the PTSD. Like, that's what we got to deal with. That's the Knicks. One team, Indiana, the Pacers. That's the only team that really grinds our gears, bro. Anybody else, bro, we smoke their boots, bro. If we had smoked Indiana boots, bro, that championship was ours. No cap. That was ours, bro. That was ours, bro. It's ours, bro. Once I seen that I seen the Pacers matchup, I'm like, oh man. I'm like little boozy voice. Oh man, come on, man. Little boozy voice. Oh man. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. That's how it was when I seen the Pacers, man. I'm like, oh, damn, man. Here they go again. Here the Pacers go. Man, man, oh man. Crazy, man. But I don't got no faith in the Knicks 2026. Nah. They got a whole new staff, bro. I don't trust that. I don't trust it. I don't. I'll watch it, pay attention, but I don't expect them to make the playoffs 2026 season. I don't expect them to do it. It is hard to get to that level, bro, and just start over and think you're going to just get back to, conference finals. You ain't going to get back to the conference finals. Not right away, bro. Crazy, man. Oh, come on, man. Y'all smash that like button. Y'all come into the building, man. Y'all wake your funky asses up. Y'all tap into the stream. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but man, I'm going to do a lot of Little Dirk uploads, man. I hope Little Dirk could get Brian Steele on his team, man. Or, get Diddy lawyers, man. Get them lawyers, man. Diddy, give Little Dirk some counsel, man. We all got to help each other in these situations, man. You know what I'm saying? We all got to help each other, man. I'm here for helping. Help each other. That's what I'm here for. Let's help each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Brian Steele is on fire, man. He's on fire. Anything he touch, you out. You getting out, bro. He gonna look at, holes in the case. See some holes in the case, man. You know what I'm saying? It's only right. It's only right. You ain't got nothing else to lose. Everything else to gain. If I'm Little Dirk, I need Brian Steele on my team ASAP. If you got love for Little Dirk, advise Little Dirk to get Brian Steele, man. He's, advise him if y'all love Little Dirk, man. Y'all got access to that man, Little Dirk, man. Brian Steele. I think you should hire him, bro. Get Brian Steele on this case to see what he see. If he see any loopholes, he can help you out. You know what I'm saying? Sit, man. Get Brian Steele on this thing, man, immediately, ASAP, like yesterday, expeditiously. That's counsel. That's free advice, life advice, man. You know what I'm saying? Brian Steele right now is like the white Johnny Cochran. You heard? He on fire. Everybody wanted Johnny Cochran when they got in trouble. Everybody need Brian Steele when they get in trouble. It's just what it is. Some lawyers are going to get you out of, you know what I mean? They just fire. And once these judges and these prosecutors know you got Brian Steele, you going up against him, they're gonna move accordingly, man. They're gonna move accordingly, man. So I pray, Little Dirk, wisen up. Get Brian Steele on your team, bro. I pray, bro. You go get Brian Steele on your team, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to tap out your RC, open-minded, Derek, all my mods. You already know it's us, never them, bro. Let me go charge up my phone. Appreciate y'all for being here. Y'all have a good morning. You know what I'm saying? I gave y'all an hour and 10 minutes. But in closing, you know, Diddy Bill was denied. You know, the judge didn't want Diddy to turn up. I get it. It will look like too much of a celebration in his eyes. He's been acquitted of the serious charges, and he gets to walk out of here. It's gonna look like a major celebration, a major parade. The judges got to keep things in order. The judges got to keep things in control. The judge didn't want this to get out of control by releasing Diddy into the world. Because you release Diddy into the world, anything that happens is on you. Judges got that in the back of their mind. This man walks out of here, it's a Macy's Day Ticket Day parade. You know, I'm going to have him sit down, let everybody calm down. You know what I mean? That's what the judge said. Everybody calm down now. Calm down. You know what I mean? It's a wise decision. It's wise. Plus it gives Diddy time to get credit served for every day he's sitting down until sentencing. That's credit for time served. And the rest, probation. You know what I'm saying? So it's light at the end of the tunnel. Little Dirk, get Brian Steele on your team. That is the play for Little Dirk. Hire Brian Steele. He got Young Thug off. Rico, he got Diddy off. Rico, you're next. Lil Durk, get Brian Steele on your team. That's my last statement. I'm out, y'all. Peace.